Hey, welcome to Time to Pack. I'm your host, Kat Shoulders. I am the media production manager here at Worn & Wound, and I'm so glad to have you back for episode 2. Today is going to be a fun one. We're gonna go over what's in my essential airplane travel kit. So I got an invite this year to go to Watches and Wonders in Switzerland with the rest of the Worn & Wound team, and I am so freaking excited. This will be my first every year attending, and I cannot wait to see what the show has in store for watch releases this year. If you're not familiar with the show, it is by far the biggest watch event of the year. Now I'm going to be flying from Nashville to Geneva, Switzerland, which essentially means it's going to be a long flight day. But I'm not too worried or stressed because I have a great flight setup. The last few years, my work has had me flying 10 to 20 flights a year, which has allowed me to really finesse my travel kit. Before we dive into the gear, this episode is made possible by our friends at Camera West. Stay tuned later in the episode to find out what very cool camera they're letting me take to Watches and Wonders. All right, y'all, it's time to pack. Quick wrist check for what I'll be wearing on the wrist during my travels. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. This is the Monta Skyquest GMT in the opaline gilt dial. A GMT is perfect for this trip so I can keep track of my home time zone as well as my local time. It's going to be a very exciting but exhausting week for me, and not having to do the math in my head is going to be a lifesaver. It's no secret that Monta has been a favorite brand of mine, and the new iteration of the Skyquest has really started warming up to me, and I'm just a sucker for an opaline dial. Now this is a limited edition, but word on the street is that there are still some available from Monta, so head over to their site to check them out. First up is the bag I'm going to carry with me through my airport travels. Now this is a bag that, yes, needs to be comfortable, but most important, needs to be functional. Now I don't know if y'all have traveled recently, but let me tell you, the airline seats are getting smaller and smaller, and there is nearly no legroom. No joke, I pulled a muscle in my neck from trying to dig my iPhone out of my backpack. Now for this trip specifically, I'm not going to have a ton of stuff in this bag. Most of my camera gear is going to be in my Pelican case. So what I need is something that's easy for me to access everything inside the bag and not pull a muscle when I'm trying to pull something out in the plane. Now this is where tote bags come in for the win. The tote I'm going to be taking with me is the Mission Workshop Drift Laptop Tote. Now as you can see, this ain't your grandma's tote bag. This thing is a beast and built like a tank. The outside material is made from Dimension Polyant X-Pack fabric, which is a waterproof and highly durable fabric. I want to go over a few more of my favorite features that makes this tote bag perfect for traveling. First, you have this quick access front compartment that is a great place for your phone, keys, and passports. You can zip it up for total security or leave it unzipped and access it solely through the magnetic flap. There's a compartment here on the side that allows you to put a water bottle or an umbrella as well. Here I've got my Camelbak Mag water bottle. Most airports now have free filtered water dispensers, so definitely carry along an empty water bottle to fill up at the airport and skip paying the 15 to 20 bucks for water. Now as we look inside the bag, one of the things that really sold me on it was that it actually can hold a 16-inch laptop. Most bags these days max out at a 13-inch laptop slot, but this one allows me to bring along my 16-inch MacBook Pro. What's even better about this laptop compartment is that it doesn't go fully to the bottom of the bag. It leaves about a ½ inch from the bottom, so just in case you drop the bag down, your laptop is super protected. As we look a bit more inside the bag, you'll notice it really is just one big space, which personally I love because I can just toss in all of my other pouches inside, as that's how I like to organize my gear. The first pouch I have is the internal tool roll, also by Mission Workshop. They make gear designed to be as tough as it is beautiful. I went with the bright orange for this roll as it allows me to see everything inside a little better than the darker colors. In here I like to keep things like laptop chargers, cables, and any little tiny loose items like this little dongle. Now this is something really nifty. This is the 12 South Airfly Duo. This allows me to connect via Bluetooth to the monitor that's in the plane without having to bring extra headphone cables. It also has a neat feature that allows you to share Bluetooth connection with a flight buddy, so you can also listen to what you're watching together. I also have in here an Anker magnetic battery charger. With long flights, I don't want to worry about my iPhone battery dying, and this charger sticks right on the back of the iPhone. It also doubles as a stand to watch movies on in the plane as well. Always a travel must is my Bose noise canceling headphones. I know a lot of people love traveling with their AirPods, but you've got to get on the over-ear headphone train. If I've ever found myself traveling without these headphones, I literally would go spend whatever I had to buy another pair at the airport. This tunes out screaming kids and all the loud snores on the plane. This next pouch I have is made by Magpul. I went with another bright color here that can easily be spotted in a dark airplane. This pouch is pretty cool because it is completely water resistant, so what I keep on the inside is anything I don't want potentially spilling in my bag. A must carry for long flights is dry deodorant and some facial spray. And guys, this isn't just for the ladies. Your skin gets so dried out and funky while flying, and there is nothing that feels better on a long flight than spraying some of this moisturizing water on your face. I've got a couple of loose items in here that I also want to point out. One of them is my eye mask. Very simple, black silky eye mask, just for those inconvenient times when it's bright inside the plane or your seatmate has their reading light on throughout. Also very important is this universal travel wall charger. It has the ability to be plugged into a US outlet, a European outlet, and a UK outlet. It also has a USB-C input as well as 4 USB inputs at the bottom. This is really all I need when I'm traveling, and I find that I can do with just one hotel outlet if I have this. But I throw it in this bag because travel delays are inevitable. They're going to happen and you don't want to be stuck without this. Next, I have my little emergency kit pouch from Topo Designs. This is where I keep Advil, ibuprofen, Imodium, and any other meds I would need to take if I was stuck for a day. And then my last pouch is also by Topo Designs, and in it is perhaps the most important thing: my snacks. Don't let yourself get hangry, people. Always carry some snackies with you. Now for the camera. Camera OS has graciously lent me the new Panasonic Lumix S5 II. Camera OS carries many different camera options from Leica, Fujifilm, Sony, and more. But they actually recommended the S5 II for my Watches and Wonders adventures over other options on the market. Now this is a 24.2 megapixel, 35mm full-frame sensor camera. It has fast, accurate phase hybrid autofocus, which is incredibly important because I really don't know what I'm going to be shooting. Obviously watches, but also people and event coverage. So a little bit of everything, and I need a camera that can do it all. There's also powerful image stabilization here, which is going to come in handy when I have to shoot in darker conditions. Another really handy feature of the S5 II is the real-time LUT function that enables in-camera photo and video color grading. You know, I'm not going to have a ton of time to edit while I'm at the show, so anything the camera can do in camera for me is going to save me a ton of time. Thanks again to Camera OS for sending this over. I am so excited to get to use it during the show and during my travels. Now I do want to point out that the camera is wrapped in this protective sleeve from Ape Case. This is a neat padded wrap that allows you to cover any object, and in this case, my camera. It's a pretty cool thing to have when you're not using a dedicated camera bag. Well, that's it, folks, and thanks for tuning in. Stay updated on Worn and Wound for all of our coverage from Watches and Wonders, and if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see from me next, leave a comment below. See you next time.